So what's up, everybody? Matt with BAAM Ranch. Good to see you again. So let's continue to part 3 in 60 days to a better life. Once again, if you haven't seen the other videos, these are just, I don't know, 20, 25. I haven't made up my mind on how many things we're going to do. But you do these things, and in 60 days, if you stick with it with some consistency, it is damn near impossible for you not to have a more successful life, a better life, and certainly a more prepared life. You know, it's just impossible for that to not work out for the better. So anyway, these are going to be executable plans. Why executable plans? Because goals absolutely suck. Goals are intended to fail, and all goals do fail. Executable plans are the only thing that actually come of anything. So remember, these are actually executable things that are pretty simple to do. So with that being said, before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and thump the like button, hit the little subscribe button, you know, all of the YouTube stuff. You know, do me a favor, man. It's the most free thing you could ever do. So how about today? We'll do part 11 or task 11 or whatever you want to call it, number 11. First aid kit. Man, you've got to buy, build, do whatever you have to do to get a good quality first aid kit and learn how to use it. At bare minimum, you need to get on YouTube and look up some TEOFWAWKI stuff, look up some Stop the Bleed stuff. At bare minimum, look that stuff on YouTube, and at least to the best of your ability, try to practice some of that stuff at home. You know, one thing I will say about the store-bought shelves, excluding a very, very few, which I'll get there here in just a second, is the first aid kits and stuff that you buy off the shelf are terrible. They're a waste of money. Don't buy one of those. If they sell them at Walmart, Sam's Club, you know, the 200 and some odd piece kits, and it's like, you know, 225 pieces, and it's 180 Band-Aids, and the rest of it is individually packaged pieces of tape and 25 alcohol swabs. Those are crap. If you want my recommendation, I would say go to Refuge Medical. They have zero idea who I am. They don't even know I exist. Maybe they see me commenting on their videos once in a blue moon. I doubt it. I have zero affiliation with them, but I will say they build the best medical kits that you can buy. That's a turnkey option, and I don't think you're going to build one for any less money than what you're going to buy one that's already built with a bomb-proof pouch to carry it in. Go look, they got 1,000 things. That's probably where I would recommend buying one if you're not going to put one together or enhance what you got. As far as the kit and the skills that you need to learn, we'll start off with the basic stuff. Well, we're going to need a boo-boo kit, tummy meds and Excedrin and burn cream and bite cream and something for allergies and just the basic Dr. Mom type stuff. Take care of that. And then let's move on to something that you might need a little bit more training for. As far as the training, I think the minimum that you need to receive is basic first aid and stop the bleed. There is some place local to you, somewhere, that will do it for free or at no, very, very little cost. Stop the bleed is, with all the stuff going on in the world today, you just got to do it. I mean, it's just a skill that you just have to have. And then from there, you can go on to, TCCC, the Tactical Combat Casualty Care, the field medic type stuff, and just take it to the moon from there. That's going to cost you some more money. You got to find some place and make a little bit of an investment to do that. But you'd be a real baller if you were to do that. Second task. All right, so you remember from the first video, we made a list of all of our expenses, everything that we spent a single dime on. So we've been doing that for a couple weeks now. So what I want you to do is find two things on that list and cut them. I didn't say eliminate it. I didn't say knock it off. I didn't say erase it from the balance sheet. I just want you to make an improvement on them. Two things, even if it's only $5. You can still keep spending the money on that thing or whatever it is, but let's reduce the spending on two things. Easy as pie, man. There's no reason that any of us can't do that. And then after you cut those expenses, it does you no good unless you take that cash that you saved and give it a job. Give it some work to do. Money never sleeps. It never takes time off. Never takes vacations. It doesn't get sick. Money is the employee that you can have that will never stop working. Invest it in something. If it's not a whole lot, invest it in yourself. Maybe it's paying down another higher expense. You got a credit card bill or a truck payment or something else like that. Maybe it's you're looking for a down payment on a house. Give that money a job and make it perform that job. And then as you go through, kind of update this stuff, okay, well, we're kind of looking at this and maybe we don't need to be spending this much on that. Instead of drinking 4 Cokes a day, if we just cut that down to 3, how much would that save over a month? Kind of update it. Go back and revisit it. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I really think that once you kind of cut those 2 expenses down a little bit, it's going to open up a whole freaking treasure trove, literal treasure of other places that you can do this at. How about number 13? Remember the food list? We're going to rinse and repeat with the last one. We're going to take 2 things from the food list and we're going to improve them. Now, improving something from your food list may also help improving something from your spending list. And you know what? If you get a 2 for 1, that's fine. Awesome. You're spending X amount of dollars eating out for work, and you're going to take and, okay, well, I'm going to pack my lunch twice a week. Well, then you get to do both of them at the same time. If you're a real baller, you'll make sure they don't intersect. But, if we have to do it, have to make it that easy, you can combine them if you want. Once again, I'm not saying to eliminate anything. If you like your cheeseburgers, keep your cheeseburgers. I'm just saying take 2 food expenses and see if you can just reduce the amount of bad food, right? I'm not telling you to cut out your Cokes and all that. I'm just saying instead of, drinking or taking a 16-ounce Coke to work, maybe you take a can. If you do that twice a day, that's 8 ounces of Coke that you didn't consume. It doesn't take a whole lot to actually have a pretty substantial improvement. Along with that one, it kind of ties into and segues into task 14. Task 14 here is I want you to buy some local products in your life. I'm really kind of focusing more here on food. And not only buy that locally, but establish a relationship with a local producer. So the guy that, sells, tomatoes, the old lady down the street that sells eggs, those are local producers with a 100% local supply chain. I'm not saying you have to buy everything from them, but buy enough stuff from them on a regular enough basis that you start to establish a relationship with them, that y'all start to know each other's name. And whenever you miss a week and you go back, they say, "Hey, John, well, I didn't see you, man. You okay? I didn't see you last week." And that is part of this building a network It's part of eating healthier. It's part of spending money. You may not save money, but you're going to spend smarter money. And there's just no losing situation out of doing that, from establishing a relationship and spending your money locally, helping out a real person, not a grocery store that's supplied by a distributor that you don't even know the name of, or how many thousands of miles that produce was shipped over, or maybe it was grown in California, then shipped to somewhere else in the United States, then processed in China, then put on a boat and sent back over here to the United States or wherever you may live. So do that. All right, the last one. This will be task 15. This one's important. I want you to establish a communications plan and protocol. Apologize about that. Somebody was needing to visit with me. I'll rejoin the clips. But anyway, we were at establishing a communications plan and protocol for whenever stuff just doesn't quite go right. Along with this, I'm not just talking about, get your Baofeng and your ham radios, and I'm not, figure that stuff out. Shrink it down. Not everything is the end of the world. Let's go, come on, keep it simple here. Stay with me. So this is stuff like communicating with your kids. Hey, if something's bad here, we need you to go to this place. Maybe it's neighbor Sally. Maybe we lived for a long time where we could physically see the sheriff's office from our house. Probably makes pretty good sense if something's going weird for the kids to go to the sheriff's office. If they're at school and something weird happens that they know, just figure that out. You can't even communicate with somebody if you don't even know where they're at. So, figure that out. Let them know, when is it time to go? What are the indicators, and when do you do the get the hell out of here thing? When do you do the emergency communication thing? Because we don't want them just leaving the house and running off for something that's simple. But at the same time, when it's time to go, we want to have that communication with our friends, our family, our children, the people that we love. We want them to know when to actually do it. Don't wait too long. Don't jump the gun, but certainly don't wait too long. And if they have to leave where they're at, how are they going to communicate to you that they went to the rally point? Without making it obvious that the house is now vacant. So figure that out. Then look at the forms of communication when it's not just face-to-face stuff. That can be, group chats, messenger apps. What is it? Zello, I think people use a lot. And then we get into the ham radio stuff. We get into the, all of these things that the preppers love to talk about and fantasize about. Yeah, cool. If you've got the money to buy everybody that stuff, and everybody has the discipline to pay attention to you while you're trying to teach them how to use it, and okay, cool. But it doesn't do you any good if nobody pays enough attention to know how to use it. So not only are we talking about the end of the world as we know it, but maybe it's just normal stuff. The dog got out and the kids had to go chase it. They're assuming they're old enough to do that. You get home and nobody's here. Oh my gosh, what happened? They didn't take their phone with them. Well, just a simple communication plan. Hey, we went to go catch the dog. We'll be right back, bro. So put some thought into that on how you're going to, communicate with each other whenever things really, really cataclysmic, on down to just the simple stuff that actually happens to us, the normal things. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking around for these, and I hope y'all enjoy this series of videos. I've been working really hard on this stuff, and I'm actually myself doing most of these things. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that I'm doing every single one of them, but I'm actually doing it. The first video that I posted, I was excited because some people were like, hey, I already do that. you know. And one person said, I cook from scratch all the time. I've been doing it for 35 years. Freaking awesome, dude. Freaking amazing. Proud of you. Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to learn new recipes, but can you tweak about how you may be able to do that whenever resources aren't as plentiful? Or can you share it with us? Better yet, share it with every single person you know. There's always ways that we can take any of these things and do good for them or do good with them, even if it may seem on the surface that, you know, we're already set. But anyway, guys, let me know about any ideas you have too. And until next time, y'all be safe.